everybody, and welcome to another Beyond a Reason. We have a rematch here, APM versus MADO, and this time it is a 1v1 on Aurelia. Today's contestant in blue here is Raxel, playing as Armada. There we go. And this map is a wind map, so not too bad. And the MADO player is Shirakawa. I'm going to presume that's how you pronounce that. If I'm incorrect, feel free to let me know. Someone was very kind enough to let me know I said another MADO's name wrong yesterday. Not yesterday, sorry. The last video. MADO is playing... Shirakawa is playing Cortex here and going vehicles. So we have Cortex versus ARM today. And they seem pretty new to the game. Now, OS disparity is quite huge here with APM Raxel being 52 and the MADO player being only 27 OS. But who knows how this will turn out? You never underestimate someone just because they're long OS. Raxel giving nice comments to his competitor here. Just letting him know, yep, doesn't get easier. And some early harass here from Raxel, splitting up his scouts to try and get round either side of the winds here. To try and cause some damage, getting a single shot off on that solar to close it up, reducing energy output. When a solar is closed, it doesn't produce that 20 energy, so it is quite important. Not necessarily getting as many combat units out as would be expected. Does do a good job at cleaning up that scout though. Shirakawa with one scout left to deal with, has radar from the commander at the moment. And finally clearing that up now. Now Raxel, knowing that his enemy is playing somewhat passively up there, has decided to go quite heavy in expansion here. We can see there are 3 constructors already expanding, with the commander being on assist duty and already pumping out blitzes as a move from scouts. And as Raxel says, as long as you can defend your start, 2 cons is fine. Personally, I like to do a bit of early harassing, so I tend to push out as many units as possible early on and then get one out. But I don't play a lot of 1v1s. I mostly play small teams, so that's obviously a completely different scenario here. Now, this map is an interesting one, as we've seen before quite a lot on the channel. This high ground here that is visible here and here is quite important, but then also not important at all, in a way that it's important because of the fact that if your base is close to that start position, which for either player it isn't at the moment, if you build RT up here or get RT units up here, you can quite easily do a lot of damage to your opponent if you're not careful. And but there is only a single metal extractor up here in the middle as well, so it's important, but then surprisingly you don't really see it contested that much, mostly because if you're able to get up here, then why not just push through anyway. Now, a good strong push here of a large group of scouts by Shirakawa, managing to bypass the blitz as well. Now, whether they'll be able to get anything here is the question. Now, they have done a good job here at splitting off some forces. They did see that blitz ahead and actually bypassed it. That was some great micro there. These scouts may be able to get the metal extractor. They get one. Again, splitting it off again, trying to get through. Those two will get caught. Yeah. But these 4 do manage to get 2 metal extractors. I don't know if they'll be able to get much more. Oh, they did actually manage to outpace the Blitz. Damage has reduced quite a bit now because of that. They do manage to get the metal extractor, and they'll be able to stop this one, but I don't think they're going to have enough damage here to kill that constructor without the Blitz intervening. Yep, there we see. So, good raid. Very good raid. Killing 1, 2, 3, 4 metal extractors, denying another one. Unable to get the expanding constructor though, so that will cause Rexel to be able to rebuild up here pretty quickly. But now Shirakawa needs to stop this raid, and he does not have anywhere near enough incisors to stop this push straight through them. Shirakawa unable to react in time as well, and now this is going to do a lot more damage. That will be able to kill that construction vehicle very quickly. As Shirakawa moves towards this low ground island, both players have got amphibious comms out at the same speed here, expanding over there in the water area. Shirakawa is probably investing too much into constructors here. He desperately needs units on the field. He needs to build power, bear in mind, to actually, you know, use all the metal that they've got. But at the same time, they need units to stop this push right now. It's maybe a good idea to pull out a quick pounder rather than incisors. We see one queued up here. We'll do a good job against blitzes, but that raid has meant that basically both players are now equal on their metal extractors and such that they've built. A single LLT was managed to be built by Shirakawa here, and this will save this constructor if he moves it in time. So at least the constructor will be safe there. If all these units did move up, then that wouldn't have been the case, but still. I'm just talking about that high ground. You can see here that this scout just sat up here, provides enough vision around this part at least. Not really a threat either, so. And Rexel does manage to take the ground over here first. Neither player is really paying attention to this. Oh, surprisingly, Shirakawa backs off. I would have thought maybe they'd just build an LLT here now to just kill this, but no, pulls back instead. That would have probably been a bit of a mistake in my opinion. They could have built that LLT and secured this area, or at least stopped Rexel getting it. Meanwhile, Rexel just playing pretty sensibly here. No outrageous moves, no real pressure as such. Has now transitioned over to Stouts and Janices. He does have his full metal production up on this side as well. No pressure from Shirakawa. Shirakawa? Shirakawa. I'm not very good at pronouncing things, as you probably know by now. They also need a lot more build power. They've got so much metal sat here right now. They probably need a second construction turret. Incisor versus Blitz. I think nowadays Blitzes actually win that trade one-on-one. But the Blitz changing its targeting means it only gets the one metal extractor. And the Blitz does get cleaned up, but this one over here, however, will get that constructor. And these are a good chunk of blitzes, 14 here versus 11 incisors. There is a pounder. That's exactly what Shirakawa wants to bait into. They're all grouped up and driving straight into the pounder. And this is exactly what he needed, or they needed, sorry. absolutely just stopped Raxel's forces in their tracks. And still only building incisors. I'm not sure why the heavy use of incisors. Incisors have, of course, been nerfed quite heavily in Season 3 with pretty much a reduction on everything. Speed, range, reload speed, and then also a cost increase, if I remember correctly. So they're pretty in a sorry state, to be honest, at the moment. Raxel not really microing his forces very well here, sitting them stationary for quite a while. Shurikens have made their way out now. Raxel is driving round into the center here, trying to create a hole so these reinforcement forces at the bottom of the map can make their way up. These Januses will go through the LLTs pretty quickly here. And this is a big push. Mistaked micro here as well on that construction vehicle, sorry. This is, of course, a ranked 1v1, so neither player really wants to, well, especially Raxel here, doesn't really want to have to take any risks here. Wants to guarantee his victory well and truly, which is why he's being somewhat more passive than we would expect from Raxel. Now, that's a lot of pounders, and they are making short work of these units. Janissaries need to kite. They can't just go straight in. Pounders are very good at defending. No missile trucks there either to defend against any shurikens. Shuriken's doing a good job now as well. EMPing a huge amount of these forces, making them able for Chiricahua to just come in and mop up. One of the biggest strengths of Cortex, of course, is the Shuriken. Bane of an Armada player's existence. Just like the Janissaries for Cortex players. And that is a lot of reclaim. 1.28k just in this. 900 here. 1.2k here. That is a lot of reclaim to leave on the field in front of your opponent. And the hesitation that Raxel did have to want to make sure that the push he had was game-ending hasn't been. He has taken out 3, 4, 5 metal extractors, which, you know, is not that small a number. But Raxel does currently have well over, you know, half the map. Exception of this island here, he has most of the water mexes. He has most of this left side ones. We can see that all the economy numbers up here are all in the blue. Metal produced is currently a substantial number ahead. Look at the huge number there between the two players. And that's 6k. Although 6k isn't sat around here, that 6k will be a lot shorter now that he's left quite a bit of it just in his opponent's base. But now we see Raxel going Tech 2. There's no real pressure at all from Chiricahua here. He's got some units. He's just playing purely defensively. And this is probably the time where, you know, you've got no units coming out from your opponent. You've just killed their entire army. It now might be the time to push, to apply some pressure. And we're not seeing that at all. Very smartly placed LLT here is stopping this metal extractor being built. So even denying that, You could build a twin guard just outside the range there. That would kill it and would free it up, but it's kind of a waste of a twin guard, really. Who are the spectators? Oh, C3 is in here. Razor. C3 seeing if his teammate is doing a good enough job. And Shirakawa's built up a decent force here of tanks. About to be 20 in total. Meanwhile, we see nothing out from Raxel just yet. He is very patiently just building up here. If there's no pressure, there's no reason for him to have to spend economy on units. His opponent is just letting him eco up, so why not? Now Shirakawa has gone Tech 2 themselves. And although that is a sensible move, I feel like they're just leaving way too much. They're too far behind on economy right now. And they need to do something. If all these tanks, just make a move somewhere. Do something. Try and push through here, maybe. I mean, that's too many beamers, but... Could go build some amphibious tanks, you know? You could go amphibious tanks. Go through here. Come out. Hit all this. He does have vision to know that there's not much back here. And amphibious tanks are pretty good as well. Like, they'll deal with LLTs. You have a decent chunk of them. And right now, he doesn't know it, but Raxel is very, very vulnerable. He does have a scout, which he is now finally sending it forward. He may see the Tech 2. Let's see if he does. Yeah, well, he saw the Tech 2 metal extractor and a console. So he should have got the warning saying Tech 2 unit detected. Finally using these lashes here to slowly whittle down the defenses on this side. It's just been set on fight move and they'll just slowly push through. They did end up building a twin guard here to deal with this sentry, but they're not actually able to hit it. Just like this beamer is not able to hit. Console's actually coming up here to build mines. Maybe a little bit forward considering the beamers are already getting killed. Wow, I'm surprised this is continued going. Oh, the hitbox on the console is so low that they can't actually hit it over the wall. Which, to be fair, it is actually pretty small. Huh. Quite funny. An uncloaked stealth tank as well from Raxel. This is not what you expect to see. Oh, that's also too low to be hit. Oh, that's quite funny. Yeah, too late for the amphibious attack now, as we can see the Raxel's built plenty of defenses. Ridiculous amount of defenses for a 1v1. Both players building fusions. Surprisingly, Shirakawa will get the fusion built first. But this is just so far ahead for Raxel. Raxel is struggling with energy right now, though, bear in mind. I say that, he's got 2,000 still in the bank. It's just that Doesn't have. He's got a huge storage. He's got multiple big storages. Okay, that's why it looks like he's got no energy. This is gonna be hard for Shirakawa to win this. He has got scouts coming out to try and absorb some of the shots from the Starlights and the Mausers. The Mausers have been moved far enough forward though, so that the shots aren't actually being used by the Starlights. Now, as they move up, they will be. Bear in mind. This is just how much spare economy Raxel has. He's just putting it in pulsars and stuff everywhere in stupid places. But people have been overconfident before and it has cost them. And here comes the fight that basically make or breaks the game. Combined Tech 1, Tech 2 push. There are more Tigers there than Bulls. Should be focusing down the Starlights instead. Oh, but Shirakawa is backing off again. Now, I know you're in range of this pulsar back here, but the longer you just sit on the edge of that range, the more free damage you take. Now, this is a demonstration of hesitation. Axel had pretty much lost most of his tanks. Some Bulls were making their way forward, but it was a pretty good, clean push there. And the hesitation that Shirakawa made lost him several Tigers in just sitting on the outskirts there. And now it's a buffet for Raxel here, as there's 7k of metal just sitting there well inside of their control. And no AA from Raxel. We do see that Shirakawa is planning a bombing run here. Maybe their only chance of getting through. Well, the Tigers are doing a pretty good job here. But again, are they just going to drive straight into the pulsar range? They do, and then they turn around. And the point was to try and push them off of the reclaim field, which is fair enough, but there are res bots have now appeared, but a lot of this is inside of range, and there is a new pulsar being built which will cover the entirety of that reclaim field. Shirakawa needs to eat that metal quickly. Single Banisher is just trying to put some pop shots at a distance. Is that Shirakawa has seen that a new pulsar is being built. Raxel just able to hold off and is now completely overwhelming Shirakawa's forces. There was that brief window where it could have gone the other way, but now Raxel well and truly controls this reclaim field to the point where Raxel has actually abandoned building this pulsar because there's just no need to. Doesn't need to. 8 bombers, though, attempting to make a difference. They've been grouped up a bit too much, though, so the damage is hitting multiple bombers at once. And we see, like, 4 bombers get killed by a single missile of an AA there. And all the bombers die. And that's why you don't group up all your bombers in a single shot, because otherwise that happens. So could have gone like this, like really wide, but instead going straight over the middle means, yeah, you just lose everything. Is this being microed at all? No, Banisher is not. Banisher attacking the Starlight would be ideal here. Desperately trying to keep Tigers alive with res blocks, but not enough. Tech 1 and Tech 2 being pumped out here. Mostly just the scouts, though, still coming from Shirakawa. A lot of scouts. And Azar has made its appearance. Don't know if this was necessarily the right call. The scouts here are intended to just basically soak up the shots of the Starlights. But it's also just a huge target to be used on set target for these Starlights. And I think at this point, we know who's going to be winning this. Shirakawa has done a good job at scaling up economy in the background. So he's sat on 2k metal at the moment. Raxel, though, sat on 18k. Has actually excessed 3.1k. Has done a very good job at holding on here, Shirakawa, but... And as Race said, yeah, exactly. Surprised he actually managed to hold on this long. Could have maybe pulled it back as well if it wasn't for that mistake. Using the con turrets here in an attempt to keep his units alive, but... Good positioning of the Tsar here as well, behind this rock in an attempt to block some of the shots from the Starlights, but the Starlights obviously just move. Just see some nice shooty lasers. And to be fair, most of the forces that were assisting have been destroyed. New pawns come in though, but this is pretty much game over. If Raxel keeps pushing those Starlights forward, though, they will blow up as well, but it's not enough here to be able to stop this as it just washes over the base. Com is cloaked, hoping to get a D-gun. And there we go, big boom. So, they did pretty well, considering.
Battle ended.
It's one of those things that if they would have continued the pressure on, or maybe even pressured earlier during the transition to Tech 2, could have been a completely different ball game. When we look at metal produced, you can see that starts going away quite quickly. This is after that early raid, where it took Shirakawa too long to recover from that raid. And also these side metal points here, there's an extra, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 metal points. That adds up over time, and there was never any attempt to aggro any of those metal points. So yeah, not too bad. When we look at damage dealt, that's pretty even, pretty much the entire game here, up until right at the end when all those Starlights started coming out. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.